Artificial grass fields are becoming more and more common throughout the world, and that makes it all the more important that you get the right pair of football boots for the playing surface you're on. So in this video, we're going to be talking about 6 of the best football boots for use on artificial grass. And if you're still a little bit confused about the differences between turf versus artificial grass, I just did a video on that, so I'll link that below. Also, I'll leave all the links for the boots we're going to discuss in this video in the description below. And the first boot we have on our list is one of my absolute favorites. It's the Nike Premier 3. Now, although this boot is marketed for firm ground surfaces, it's still a great option for artificial grass, and it's one that I've used on that surface a lot. With the introduction of the newest Tiempo model, the Nike Premier 3 is actually going to be the last leather football boot that you can get from Nike as well. It's also really affordable at just $110. And what makes this boot suitable for use on artificial grass is that it has these relatively short to medium length conical studs here that are going to allow for more free rotation on the surface rather than getting stuck like a bladed stud. And these have the added benefit of being pretty good on natural grass as well if you ever find yourself playing on that surface. They also come in a lot of cool colorways, and I think they have a pretty nice aesthetic overall. Up next, we have another great leather football boot in the New Balance 442 V2 Pro. Now, this is going to be a slightly more premium option than the Nike Premier 3, coming in at a retail price of $139. And with that increase in price, I do think you can perceive an increase in quality. The leather just seems a little bit more durable, and the stitching is a little bit better as well. But where this boot really punches above its weight is the sole plate, which is lighter and aggressive than almost anything else at the same price point. It feels really snappy and rigid underfoot, making it feel almost like a speed boot, and once again it has those conical studs which are going to be great for allowing for that rotation on AG pitches. These are the boots I've currently been using, and I've been having a lot of fun in them. Next up, we have our first dedicated AG football boot, and that's the Nike Mercurial Vapor 15 AG Pro. Now, as far as football boot companies go, Nike takes AG sole plates more seriously than any other brand. And that's why for years, they've been coming out with some of the best AG-specific football boots. So with the Vapor 15, you get the same Vaporposit Plus upper and that air zoom cushioning in the sole plate that you come to know and love from the original model. The only main difference between this boot and the regular FG version is going to be the stud configuration. Whereas in the FG version, you have those really sharp blades, in the AG Pro version, you're going to have hollowed out conical studs. Those hollowed out studs are going to be perfect for giving you traction on AG pitches. And they're also going to be much safer than the bladed studs on the FG version, which are going to result in possibly getting stuck when you're twisting. The Elite model is going to run you about $250, while the Pro AG model can run you closer to $150. Next up, we have another model from Nike, the Phantom GX AG. Now, this version of the Phantom is going to have all the great features as the original, like the grip knit upper, as well as the offset lacing system. And the upper on this football boot is definitely one of the softest and most flexible in the entire Nike line. And similar to the Vapor that we just discussed, the only main difference is going to be with the stud configuration on the sole plate. Instead of the aggressive bladed TriStar studs that are on the FG variation, the AG variation is going to have a cool zigzag pattern with hollowed out conical studs. And with our final boot from Nike, we have the Tiempo Legend 9 or the new released Legend 10. Now, I have the AG variation of the Tiempo Legend 9 here, which is actually the last kangaroo leather Tiempo that's ever going to be made. And as of making this video, you can still find this model in its AG sole plate variation online. It has all the great fit and feel of the normal leather Tiempo Legend, just with that AG sole plate. But if you're interested in the new Nike Tiempo Legend 10, they are going to be making an AG variation of that football boot as well. And if you want to find any of the AG variations of the Nike football boots that we just discussed, you can check the Nike website or unisport.com, who does a really great job of stocking AG football boots. And the final football boot on our list, we have the Puma Ultra Ultimate MG. Now, that MG variation stands for multi-ground, and it's separate from the Puma Ultra Ultimate FG/AG. Now, Puma advertises that their flagship model, as I mentioned with the FG/AG notation, can be used on natural grass or artificial grass. But if you look at the sole plate of the Puma Ultra Ultimate, it has these really sharp chevron studs that are going to be just way too aggressive, in my opinion, for use on artificial grass. Honestly, I'm not even sure what claims or what testing Puma has done to indicate that these boots would be in any way appropriate for use on artificial surfaces. But that being said, Puma actually does have a really good line of football boots that are great for use on AG. And that's because their MG sole plate variation has 25 short to medium length conical studs that are evenly distributed throughout the length of the sole plate. Honestly, in my opinion, this might be one of the best dedicated artificial grass sole plates that exist right now. It maybe doesn't look as fancy as those bladed chevrons that you get on the flagship model, but it's definitely gonna be a safer option for AG, and it's gonna give you an ample amount of traction. You're still gonna get that classic ultra weave upper, a really barefoot feel on the ball, and a really aggressive football boot overall. And there you have it, that does it for my list of the best artificial grass football boots of 2023. Now hopefully if you play on these synthetic surfaces really often, this video gave you some ideas of what football boots might be best for you. And if you have any other AG boots that you really like, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.